Hi, everybody. I think we're just going to wait a few minutes for some more people to join, and then we'll get started. Okay. Hi, everyone. I think we're going to kick it off here and get started. Thank you so much for joining. This is the High Voltage Direct Current, the HVDC prize informational webinar. My name is Alex Schulberg. I'm one of the administrators for the High Voltage Direct Current prize. And we're really excited for this webinar today. Our hope is by the end of today's presentation, you all will have the information, all the information that you'll need to be successful in the HVDC prize. We'll also have the opportunity for Q&A at the end of today's presentation. I want to let you all know that this presentation is being recorded, so you all will be able to view this later. It'll be available on YouTube, and we'll post that on our HeroX page. I'll get into that a little bit further along in the presentation, but this is being recorded and you'll be able to view it later. So I saw there was a question about that already. So yeah, okay, well, let's get into it. So before I get started, there's a few housekeeping items that I want to point out. There's going to be a Q&A session after this presentation. But if you have any questions during the presentation, please post them in the chat throughout, and we'll get to them at the end. That's how we'll do Q&A at the end as well, is just please put them in the chat. We don't have the ability for you all to unmute. So if you could just put it in the chat, we'll get to those questions, and we're excited to see your questions. So we're also going to be, we will also respond to all questions later. You can post questions throughout this process on HeroX. There's a forum page where you can post questions as well. And we urge you all to do that. If you have any questions throughout this entire process, we're here to assist and help you all successfully submit your entries for this prize so you can win some money. That'd be great. So as mentioned before, this webinar is being recorded and will be posted online. You'll get a note if you follow us on HeroX, you'll get a notification when that's available. And I will show you all how to follow us on HeroX. I assume most of you probably have already done that if you're on this webinar, but I think it's worth going through it again. So we'll go through that as well. And you can go through this recording in the future. That way you can see if you've missed anything and watch at a later time. So in this webinar, Andre Piera is from the Department of Energy, the Office of Electricity. He's going to give an introduction to the Office of Electricity and a little bit about why they're supporting this prize and some issues and things going on in this field. So that will kind of be the first part of this webinar. Then I'll give a brief overview of the American Made Challenges program, followed by an overview of this specific prize. We'll talk about important dates and events coming up. Probably the most important date is when the submissions are due. I'll mention that date many times. It's June 7th. And then we'll go over eligibility. I'm sure that's important to many of you. That's also, all this information is going to be available in the rules document that is posted on HeroX. That's going to be the main source of information, and I urge you all to read it and read it and read it again. We'll then have our Power Connector EFN present about the webinars, the additional webinars that they'll be hosting and how they'll be supporting this prize. And then we will go over HeroX a little bit. I've mentioned it a few times. I think it's worth going over and showing you all how to follow this prize. And then we'll open it up for a little bit of Q&A. So to get started, I'm gonna introduce Andre. Like I said, he's with the Office of Electricity, and he will tell us a little bit about the Office of Electricity.
Thank you very much, Alec. Much appreciated. Thanks. First of all, thanks to NREL for really doing a fantastic job organizing this prize. Thanks to the participants here today, really showing interest on this very, very important topic, which is HVDC, high voltage direct current. So as Alec indicated, I have a couple of slides where I'll talk a little bit about the Office of Electricity, a little bit more in detail about the program I manage and how HVDC is connected to that, and how HVDC review, we as the Office of Electricity review HVDC really as an important technology of the grid of the future. So as you guys can see from this particular image, the Office of Electricity is known as the Office of the Grid. And the reason being is the work we do is primarily focused on distribution and transmission scale. And if you compare with the other offices within the Department of Energy, we're really the only office that focus on transmission and distribution. Now, there are other offices that do some work on distribution, a little bit of transmission, but entirely transmission and distribution, the electricity delivery system per se, that is what we do within the Office of Electricity. You can see, for example, on the left side of this image, we have NE, Nuclear Energy, the Nuclear Energy Office. We have FE, the Fossil Energy Office. They are primarily focused on generation. On the right side of the image, we have ERE, Energy Efficiency Renewable Energy. They are both, again, generation with wind and solar, but also with some work around at the grid edge with their Vehicle Technology Office and Building Technology Office. Next slide, please, Alec. Next slide, please.
Sorry.
Yeah, great. So switching gears to the actual research and development program I manage. So as Alec indicated, I manage a program that's called TRAC. So TRAC, as it is a common occurrence within DOE, is another acronym. As you can imagine, we within the department, we do like to use acronyms quite a bit. So TRAC stands for Transformer, Resilience, and Advanced Components. So it is a program focused primarily on grid hardware technologies within transmission and distribution scale. So you can really think of anything that falls within the scope of the gray box we have at the screen, right? So you can think of cables, conductors, HVDC, transformers, electronics, converters, inverters, and so on and so forth. And one of the good things of having a program with such a wide scope is that it allows us to really have important connection points with other programs within the department. As you can see from this particular image, we've done really some fantastic work in conjunction with the wind office. And as you can imagine, in particular, when it comes to HVDC, there is a lot of commonalities and a lot of common ground between the work that we're doing as it relates to HVDC onshore and the work that wind is doing as it relates to HVDC offshore. Next slide, please, Alex. So the TRAC program is divided into three main technology areas. And so we have advanced grid integration technologies with the key technology that is currently being prioritized being solid-state power substations. In the middle, we have advanced power control equipment. This is where we have HVDC. This is where HVDC falls under. And we also have some really important advanced materials work. Items such as semiconductor devices, dielectrics, passives, cables, conductors, and so on and so forth. Next slide, please, Alex. Now, so the question is, why have we decided to release this HVDC prize? So, and why are we, as an agency, prioritizing HVDC as a key enabler of the grid of the future? And this is not only the department, this is also has been recommended by Congress. If you look at the FY23 appropriations language, Congress has recommended that we do an HVDC moonshot initiative. So again, this just reemphasizes that, you know, there are a number of different players within the government that view HVDC as a key enabler, a key technology for the grid of the future. And part of the reason is, if we look at those two images where we have the greatest potential for renewable generation, they tend to be distant from population centers, with some exceptions here and there, right? So we look at the image on the right side, solar. That is on the southwest, where it's not as heavily populated as the northeast, for example. And when you look at the region with the greatest potential for wind generation, that's usually in the Midwest, North Central region, which is, again, not as heavily populated as the other areas of the country. Next slide, please, Alex. And this is a way to really exemplify that. If you look at the particular line we have at the middle, to the right side of the line, that is where 80% of us live. And 80% of Americans live east of the yellow line. And from the images we saw on the previous slide, there is a mismatch as far as where the greatest potential for solar is and where the greatest potential for wind is and where, you know, the population centers are. And one, you know, possible solution for this mismatch is a greater penetration of high voltage direct current that could allow us to really connect renewable generation at larger scale, if you will, to the population centers, to where people actually need it. So I believe this is really the last slide I had, Alex, just to provide some situational awareness to the applicants as to, you know, some of the work we do, some of the key motivation behind this. So I'm really excited to you know, see what's out there as far as innovative HVDC ideas, because I think there could be a lot of good work to come on this. So looking forward to the rest of the presentation. Alex, back to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Andre. And we're very excited to be hosting this prize on behalf of the Office of Electricity. And yeah, I'm excited to see all the submissions that come in, and I will continue moving this webinar forward. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
So I want to, before we kind of get into the prize, I'd like to present a little bit about the American-made challenges and the American-made network. The American-made program is, like I said, really proud to host the HVDC prize and happy to count it among one of our many prize challenges. For those of you unfamiliar with the American-made program, it's powered by DOE and administered by the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, NREL, where I am today. It's to the point of the American-made challenges is to incentivize innovation through prizes, training, teaming, and mentoring. The American-made program serves as a fast track to participating in the clean energy economy, connecting the nation's entrepreneurs and innovators to America's national labs and the private sector. The American-made program started 5 years ago with just one prize. Today, American-made has grown to over 50 unique prize challenges. It currently represents more than 16 offices within the U.S. Department of Energy, over 300 organizations, and we've given out over 150 million in cash prizes and support. Thanks to rapid timelines and goals, prizes fast-tracked product development from years to months by enabling rapid innovation cycles and creating partnerships that connect entrepreneurs to the private sector and the U.S. Department of Energy's national laboratories. So one of the questions we get is why a prize and why not a grant? So essentially, what is the difference between a prize and a grant? As you can see, grants have all the steps on the left of the screen, and you often have to negotiate over milestones. And if you change something, it has to be reviewed. It can be a very long and arduous process. With the American-made Challenges Prize Program, we have the prize structure, which awards work already done. You don't have to jump through hoops required of the grant process, but rather you just need to achieve the predefined goals of the prize and to complete the submission package. That's it. It's fast with no strings attached. You decide how to use your prize winnings. Okay, so let's get into the HVDC prize, the High Voltage Direct Current Prize. This prize aims to expand the ideas that will lead to innovation in the HVDC space and help the United States determine technology gaps that, if solved, can help accelerate U.S. work in this technology space. This prize will focus on expanding the problem solvers in this field, building new ideas, and identifying a path of advancement for those new ideas from small technology innovators, including small businesses and universities. And as you see, the submission deadline is June 7th. I'm going to mention that a lot, but it's the most important date coming up. So the prize structure for this prize is fairly simple. If you've engaged in the American-made challenges before, this prize is just one phase. The total prize pool is $200,000 in cash, and that means up to 4 winners will receive $50,000 each in cash. Like I said, it's one phase. There's one submission package to produce, and once you've submitted, we'll choose up to 4 winners, and they'll receive $50,000 in cash, and that's it. That's all you need to win this prize is a submission package. I'll go over that a little bit, but this is a fairly simple one-phase prize that we have for you guys. So who can compete? The target audience for this prize is electrical engineers, industrial engineers, computer scientists, power electronic researchers. This prize really intends to engage individuals, teams in the power electronics, electric power and energy power systems fields, those that engage in transmission and distribution, simulations and modeling, grid design, energy analysis, and electromagnetics. And the eligible teams are private entities, so for-profit and nonprofits, and that is non-federal government entities such as states, counties, tribes, and municipalities, academic institutions. So for this prize, our rule document will go through this eligibility criteria in more detail. This prize or this webinar is just kind of a brief overview. I urge you all to please rely on the rules document for all of this information. This is just a brief overview. So I've brought kind of some of the most important aspects of this prize and regarding eligibility, but there is a full section on eligibility in the rules document. So please make sure that you have reviewed that and made sure that you are eligible. But this competition is, like I said, it's open to private entities, non-government entities. The private entities must be incorporated and maintain a place of business in the United States with the majority domestic ownership and control in the United States. Academic institutions must be based in the United States. DOE employees are not eligible to compete in the prize, and individuals who have worked at DOE within 6 months prior to the submission deadline are not eligible to compete. Like I said, this is just a really brief overview. There's a full section on this in the rules document, so please make sure that you review that prior to your submission to make sure that you are eligible. Okay, so important dates and events. The most important date coming up is June 7th, 2023. That is when the submission deadlines are due. So please make sure that you submit before 5 p.m. Eastern time on June 7th. That is the cutoff. And you really can't submit past that. So please make sure you submit before 5 p.m. Eastern time on June 7th, 2023. So now is the time to start working on your submissions, and I always advise submit earlier. You would hate to have a situation where your internet drops out or something and you're not able to submit on time. So please submit as early as you possibly can, and that would buy you as much safety submitting for this prize as possible. Okay, so now I'm going to get into what we're asking for in the submissions for this prize. So as I'd mentioned before, please read the rules document. That is where all this information, everything on this webinar will be included in much more detail. So that rules document is available online on the AmericanMadeChallenges.org site. You can also access that via HeroX. The HeroX link will take you to the American Made Challenges link, which is where you can get the PDF of the prize rules. So please make sure that you have that and that you're reviewing that and using that to create your submissions. So what to submit? So as I mentioned before, this is a fairly simple prize, and all we're asking for in this prize is a cover page. We're asking for a narrative that answers 3 questions about the problem, the solution, and the path forward. That is not to exceed 2,500 words. And it can also include up to 5 images. Those images can either be graphs or figures, but it is limited to 2,500 words. We do tell our reviewers if the submissions do go past 2,500 words and or have more than 5 images, they don't have to read past 2,500 words, and they don't have to view past those images. So please try to fit within those constraints. And if you don't, we do not ask our reviewers to view past that limit. So please keep that in mind when you're building out your narrative. In addition to the cover page and the narrative, we also ask for letters of commitment or support. Those are optional. You certainly don't have to include those, but if you do want to include letters of commitment or support, those are viewed by our judges, and they are taken into account when we view and review your submissions. And I'll get into a little bit more of the constraints of those. So to get started, we have the narrative with the 3 questions, and please go to the rules document for more details on this, as there's a lot more detail in there. But I'll go over the main questions. The first question is, what is the problem and why solving it is important? This prize is mostly based around ideas, and ideas in the HVDC space. So the first question we're asking is, what is the problem, and why should we solve it? Why is solving it important for the future of HVDC? The next question we ask is the solution. What is your solution and why will it be successful? So, present your solution and present why it's different than currently available solutions in the market, and why it will be successful. And then the third question is, what is the path forward for advancement of the solution? What is your business path? What is your path to take this plan to commercialization? What are the steps forward for your solution? This portion I want to mention is not public, so keep that in mind. This will only be viewed by our expert reviewers, prize admin staff, and DOE. So please remember that this is not public, so you can get into pretty good detail about your solution, and you don't really need to be too concerned with as this is not public. There's also, as I had mentioned, optional one-page letters of support, intent or commitment from other relevant entities to provide context to your submission. These letters of support are from partners or others that are critical to the success of your proposed solution. Letters from those would likely support or increase your score. General letters of support from parties that aren't critical to the execution of your solution likely would not factor into your score. And please do not submit multi-page letters. Please keep all letters to 1 page. Okay, so I briefly wanted to show you the HeroX website. I've referred to that a couple times already, and if you're not familiar with it, that could be a little confusing. So I want to shed some light on that. HeroX is a third-party site that we use to host all of our prize challenges, including this one. So you'll go to the website, you'll find the you'll find the high voltage direct current prize, and this is where you'll be able to interact with the prize. When you go on the HeroX page and find the high voltage direct current prize, it'll look just like this page here. Please, when you're submitting, please follow this prize, and when you're submitting, you go to solve this challenge. There's also the forum section where you can engage with other parties participating in this prize, as well as ask us questions. We do review this and try to answer the questions as quickly as we can. I will say that we do refer you to the rules document most of the time. If the question is in the rules document, that's where we will refer you. So please review the rules document. If you have any questions, more than likely it is answered in there, but we will answer questions on the forum. But like I said, this is what the high voltage direct current prize page on HeroX looks like. If you haven't followed it already, please go to solve this challenge to do that. We encourage you to click that button, become a follower of this page. That ensures that our team, as we post updates, like the recording of this webinar or the answers to any questions that come in, you'll get notification. You can also access all of that information there. So go ahead and go to HeroX once we hang up from this. Follow this challenge, become part of the community, and that'll make sure you're in the know and that you get those reminders leading up to June 7th. When you're ready, you can also click the, like I said, you can also click the solve this challenge button to start your submission. You can start your submission at any time. You can save progress throughout. You can submit your submissions early. I encourage you to do that. And then you can go back, if you submit early, you can go back and edit it as many times as you would like to prior as well. So please submit as soon as you can, because I would hate for you to miss that cutoff. And all of this happens, everything you need to submit and get information about this prize happens on HeroX. So please check us out there. So I'd like to have Tom Jennison from EFN talk a little bit about the upcoming webinars that they'll be hosting in support of this prize and some of the support that they'll be providing for this prize. They're a power connector with the American-made challenges. And I'll hand it off to you, Tom.
Thank you so much, Alec. Pleasure to meet everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. EFN's very excited about this. We are an innovator support organization and have experience in a number of technology areas, including direct current. It's an emerging area. We've also worked in microgrids and grid services. And just from our experience around the country, particularly with clients in New York and California, that grid flexibility is a huge priority, not only at the federal level with the DOE, but with states and, of course, utilities and other stakeholders. So for this prize, we're doing a couple things. We're trying to get the word out to increase the number of teams that follow and then enter and compete in the prize. And then we're also putting on 2 engagement webinars. The purpose of the webinars will be to complement this webinar in the sense that we're going to spend maybe a little less time on sort of the purpose, the prize, and the prize criteria, and how to apply. We will overview that, but we're going to try to provide teams with as much insight as possible from experts. So we'll have an expert panel of technologists, perhaps people from industry and other stakeholder groups as well, so they can share their perspective on why this is an exciting field and an exciting prize, and also some of the nuances in terms of what's important to innovate in the direct current space. So you should all be able to register for those webinars on the HeroX site. I don't know if they're there yet, but the links will be there under the prize on the HeroX site. So we're just super excited to work with people. We work with people from small businesses, universities, utilities, research labs. So this should be a real fun one. We're looking forward to it. And let me know if you have any questions. We can answer questions in the chat. I'm also going to be supported on this prize by our engagement director, Cassie Corvos. So you may interact with Cassie a bit. But thank you very much, Alec.
Great. Thank you so much, Tom. And we're so happy to be working with EFN on this prize and getting their support. And we look forward to all of you joining those webinars. I think they'll be very interesting and an opportunity for you all to further engage with this prize and to learn from an expert panel and also to network with others. And yeah, we're super excited for that. So what's next? As I've mentioned several times and continue to mention and will always mention, please go to HeroX. Please follow the challenge on HeroX. That is where this prize lives. If you want to interact and learn more and submit, that's all on HeroX. So please be sure to follow that challenge and you'll constantly get updates. I will add that we will be updating either today or tomorrow, very soon, probably today, with the links to sign up for EFN's panel, or I'm sorry, for EFN's webinar, to see the panel and to further interact. So we'll be posting those links to sign up for that on HeroX, and you'll get an update if you follow this prize when that is posted. So please follow us on HeroX. You can also please read the rules document that you can access via HeroX. That lives on the AmericanMadeChallenges.org site, but if you go to resources on the HeroX page, it will take you to a link that takes you to the PDF of the rules document. Please review that. That is where all the information you'll need to successfully submit for this prize. That's where that lives. The next thing to do is start innovating. Start thinking about your submissions. Start submitting as soon as possible. As I said, you can submit and then edit up to the date that it closes. So I encourage you to do so on the HeroX page and get started as soon as possible. You know, the more time you spend on it, the more likely it is to be a success. And then the next thing, the most important thing coming up, certainly the webinars that EFN is hosting are critically important. I think they would be very useful for you all. But the next big thing with this prize is submitting, and that is on June 7th at 5 p.m. Eastern. That is the cutoff. So please be sure to mark that in your calendars. That is the date that you must submit by. So that's all that I have for this webinar. Andre, if you have anything else to add, please jump in. But I think that we're going to move on to the Q&A. I've seen that Andre's been answering questions that have been popping up. But if you have any questions that you haven't posted, please do so, and we can answer those. Please post that in the chat or in the Q&A. I'm sorry, there's a Q&A section. It looks as though there's no additional questions and they've all been answered. So thank you, Andre, for doing that, and Rebecca as well. I'll wait a minute or so to see if any additional questions pop up. But if not, please, if you do have any questions in the future, please go to the forum section on HeroX and you can ask them there. And we look forward to answering those and clearing up any questions that you may have.
Hey, Alec, this is Tom. Rebecca and I have been working on opening up the chat to all attendees. So I'm going to post the links to
Oh, great.
upcoming webinars. I'll just go ahead and post that in the chat.
Perfect.
And, you can go ahead and register at your leisure. So let me just put this in there.
Great, thank you, Tom. And I'll be posting on HeroX on the updates. I'll also be posting the links to those so that if you don't, if you see this webinar in the future and you're wondering where those links are, they are in the updates section of the HeroX page for the HVDC prize. Great. Okay, so I see a couple questions. The first one is, what is the role of EFN in this, and do we have to attend the EFN webinar in order to participate? So EFN is assisting us in doing outreach for this prize, and they are also hosting some complimentary webinars for this prize. You do not have to attend the EFN webinar in order to participate. It's just an additional resource for you all. I would urge you all to attend. I think it would be very beneficial, but it is not a requirement to attend in order to participate. And then the next question was, will a copy of the questions and answered be posted somewhere? Yes, we will post those on the forum. That is on the HeroX page. There is a little section called forum. If you go there, we'll post all the questions and answers there. And please use that going forward to ask any questions and to see any questions that will have been answered.
And Alec, I could add, so on the EFN webinars, in addition to, the prize overview, which, you're getting so much great information today, and the insight from the panel, we try to facilitate connections and networking between people in the webinar. Maybe you want to team up with somebody. You can also do that on the HeroX website. And then we also try to curate some complementary funding opportunities, other funding opportunities that may be available from the federal government, state governments, private sources that could support your research and innovation. So thank you.
Great, thank you, Tom. That's great. Okay, so I don't think that we have any more questions, and I'm happy to give you all a little bit more time back in your day. So thank you all so much for attending. As I said, we will post this on YouTube, and I will include that on the updates in the HeroX page so you can view this later. Thank you all so much for attending. We're really looking forward to seeing your submissions. We can't wait. We're really excited to see what you all come up with, and then to award the winning teams with some money. And I'm sure you all are excited for that. So thank you all so much. Please reach out to us in the forum if you have any questions. We're here to help you. And I think that is all for today. So thank you all so much.